Yeah, the current Grand Master of Marvel Snap, in other words, the rank 1 infinite player, has been playing this exact list at the top of the leaderboard and has been talking about it a bit on Twitter. So I wanted to share this list, which, as you can see, is like a big buff deck here. The kind of cascading buffs where you're looking to use combinations of Captain Carter and Maverick and Prodigy, along with cards like Stick to create some monster buff pop-offs where, you know, you get your Stick up to like 20 power or whatever. And that's enough to win, but also, you know, you can hit some crazy broods and then use your Grandmaster to duplicate those broods to just dump ridiculous points at the end of the game, all out of nowhere. Not that you have to use broods, because sometimes the numbers just get big enough anyway. Sleeper cards like Wolverine, Horseman of War, like this guy just puts out numbers. Don't forget that this gives you that chill plus 12, which can be a big deal when it hits Carter or these other options, right? It's like this deck can actually just get there on kind of like more honest turns and then has those just insane pop-offs where it goes nuts. And this kind of archetype did get bolstered by Spider-Man Brand New Day. These lists were already running cards like Nightcrawler to give them a little bit of positional flexibility, sometimes, you know, moving things around to get your Captain Carters or your Prodigies in the right spot to create like better chains, and better moves late is a possibility. But then Spider-Man's just like Nightcrawler that also buffs your Captain Carters and Mavericks and Sticks and so on. So he is like the perfect addition that gave an already fantastic archetype a slightly better edge. So yeah, I mean, I think this deck, when it's really firing on all cylinders, is almost impossible to beat. It can actually even go toe-to-toe on points with stuff like Zombie Galacti decks that seemed like, you know, the previous champions when it comes to just point races, because there's, as you can see, no like tech cards in this deck. There's no way to interact with your opponents at all because you don't need to. It all starts with Storm just creating those baselines of buffs that just, you know, chain across 4 or 5 cards and things get absolutely crazy and out of hand. Now, I will say, like, this deck in some ways is like pretty simple because you can just kind of brute force the buffs and just get really big numbers and win. But I also think there's a lot of nuance and a lot of lines to playing this one super well that even I myself feel like every single game I play, like I was like, oh, should I have done this differently? You know, like, would weaving the hope in have mattered more? Would a slight positioning change on like the Captain Carter or Maverick or the ordering of those have given us more opportunity? You'll find yourself asking those questions a lot, but you'll also find yourself winning anyway, just because when the numbers are so big, you often have some like wiggle room basically to mess things up and still compete. So in some ways, I think this deck is just like take all the best cards right now and like dump them in a list and win, which is a great strategy, I guess, but also kind of hard to play, surprisingly, too, from time to time, as I think you'll see in this video. There are a lot of choices here, surprisingly, for this deck. So anyway, if you want to hit rank 1 infinite, if you think you're good enough, this is the deck for you. I don't think I'm quite good enough, but I did find some awesome big wins with this one, as you're about to see. But real quick, before we get into the games, I wanted to drop a quick reminder that my game, Sky Shard, the sale we have running right now, the whoops, we missed the Steam Summer Sale is going to be expiring soon. At the time of recording here, it's got 37 hours remaining. I love how Steam does this little countdown, like the pressure's on. So if you want to save 20% and get a pretty fun, pretty highly reviewed city building auto battler added to your Steam collection, then this is a good time to save a few bucks in the process. So anyway, thanks. Check that out. Links down below as always, and enjoy the games. All right, Spider-Man on 2 always, Storm on 3, sure. Stark Tower is pretty insane for our buffers, so we may like put Spider-Man and Storm somewhere else, move Spider-Man over there later. They play the Spider-Man 1, they're getting a big Galactus. I'm not gonna try to stop that right now, actually. I'm gonna leave that be. I'm gonna go Carter left. No, I'm gonna go Storm first, then Carter left. Hope to find an Agony, actually. Top deck Agony here would be insane. Totally insane. It would be so insane. Oh my good lord. That is also insane. Oh, this game just busted open. I can't imagine losing now. I don't actually know what all we're gonna do here, but I just think Captain Carters are gonna make it very, very easy to win, maybe. I think you go Storm first here, then you actually probably just go ahead and rip the double stick Carter. Now the Carter won't be in the first spot on Sinister London ever, but you could probably get one in the first spot somewhere else. So this is going to give you plus 14 on your Carter that already is at 6. So you got a 20 power Captain Carter. How do you lose with 20 power Captain Carters, right? It just doesn't seem possible to me. Doesn't seem possible. If I seem distracted, I'm watching a soccer game out of the corner of my eye. Belgium, Spain. Let's go Belgium. I just alienated all of my Spanish viewers. I can't imagine that many people from Spain watch me, but shout out if you do. I'm only rooting for Belgium. Number one, they beat the US, so it's like, hey, if they win, it makes us look better. They embarrass the US is the better way to put that. But also my co-developer on my game is from Belgium, so my second home. So I'm rooting for him. Not looking good though. Let's be clear. Not looking great. So yeah, this is the Carter. I'm gonna maybe we keep the Spider-Man in place. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's fine. So monster Carters here. I mean, in a weird way, I guess you kind of like Maverick better first, don't you? Because you can still Maverick your Carter and pass on these buffs, can't you? I'm too distracted by the game to notice. Yeah, that's probably just better, right? Just keep that chain going, because you're not going to be able to go the other way. Like, you can Carter into a Maverick, but that's too delayed for us. So I think this is fine. Does his opponent have... There's no way they have Shadow King, right? Like, that doesn't make any sense. There is 0 chance this deck has Shadow King. There's just... Why on earth would they have Shadow King? They have Craven, Mary Janes. Like, they're snapping me, dude. Like, we should snap back on that immediately, because I feel like... Oh, interesting. Spicy. We're still gonna have our second Maverick though, so I think this is fine. If we only had the one, that would be very scary, but the fact that we have the second one, I think, you know, Carter's still gonna be 26 points here, which is absolutely bonkers. So this could hit the Maverick, I guess. Maverick here, you hit Carter, and then I guess you gotta kind of go Brood left, maybe? Just so that the Carter had... Well, no, you gotta go... I mean, Brood here, I guess, really, too, right? But if Carter goes left, are you ever in trouble mid? I don't actually think so, right? Because then that would mean the Brood is still decent mid. I guess maybe Spider-Man's gotta move left so that the Brood's kind of got, like, 2 decent spots to go. You know what I mean? Like... Either way, the Brood hitting here can create like multiple bodies, and then right, he's just a body for Carter because we know Carter's gonna just farm as long as there's another body next to her. If they had more, like if they had saved this Negasonic for turn 6, I think they could have boomed us on this snap. By the way, I think oh, Belgium just lost. Oh, so sad. I think that could have got us, man. I don't know for sure they would have had priority though. That might have been their thought, is like, hey, if they get this stick to hit, they're gonna lose priority, which would have been true, I guess. So Negasonic on 6 probably wouldn't have worked. So that was probably pretty smart if they were thinking a turn ahead there. I mean, they know I'm gonna have a Maverick that's copying just a million stats. The Carter by herself would not be enough to win left though, so that would be kind of scary. But like we said, if that means if Brood goes mid, Brood's still just plus 12 mid, which seems like it'd be more than enough. So they're just kind of out of stuff. This seems like double Heimdall probably, if I had to guess. Oh no, double, oh god. Oh god, 12 is still enough mid actually, but god, that I forgot that showed up on turn 1. I've just been sleeping on it for so long. Yeah, we're fine either way here. Carter just by herself literally is enough mid, so all good. Scary, but mid had like enough of a baseline that a Carter at 26 alone was fine. Left did not have that baseline, so if Carter went left, you might have needed the Brood to help, right? Right, we knew it was going to be pretty clear either way. Scary game, dude. That was like cool, but it got wild, but you know. I mean, you gotta wait. We love Storm too much. Sorry, Spider-Man. So Car Grand Prix, I mean, I would take, we're definitely not the best at it, but Carter could maybe make a play. Actually, on that note, I think we put Spider-Man away and then we Carter and move Spider-Man in to buff the Carter, right? It's crazy how this deck was already running Nightcrawler, like this kind of archetype was already running Nightcrawler in the past, just because you wanted like a flexible dude to play early to like reposition and create little like positional advantages and stuff. And then the deck has gone ahead and freaking, and like for this, like, you know, for instance, I'm going to get a second Prodigy here, right? The deck just got Spider-Man, who is Nightcrawler, but buffs the card that you want to get buffed. So he's just an entirely perfect, like, trade up, you know? It could not have been a better trade up. It's honestly insane. Cool little destroy here. Get an extra copy of Tombstone. Tombstone is one of those cards where he's just like, I'm seeing him a ton. He's like not a super exciting card, if that makes sense. Like he's not, you know, he's not doing anything that made these decks busted. At the same time, like he just works, you know, he's like a really good filler card. I think that's pretty cool to see, honestly. You could actually just go Prodigy Squirrel Girl here. I also don't hate Stick. I also don't hate Storm, actually. If you go Storm right now, you could still go Prodigy on the Carter. If we win this, which Storm definitely gives you a good chance, we would have 7 on the final turn, so you could go Stick into Brood on the final turn, right? And you'd be trying to win basically mid and somewhere else. Summoning Ritual is actually super annoying against us, though. Stealing Carter points, isn't it? That's really annoying. I mean, Storm's still going to help a lot. And we're definitely going to win mid, I guess. Well, I shouldn't say definitely. I don't know. But sure seems like it. I don't know what that last card would be that was big enough. Regis! Storm helping us back out. Denying the idiot, what's his name there? So, like we said, now you would want to move Spider-Man and play the Prodigy in behind the Carter. And I guess you just slam a Hope? And then your final turn is Stick mid into Brood wherever? Because we got +1 energy. Yeah, I think that's right. We're actually going to be able to go head to head with that Null. I think mid should be totally safe, right? Because Stick's going to be a monster, right? He's gaining 14 points or whatever. And then Brood holds the other spot. You're actually technically still ahead left too, which is wild. Going head to head with a Null is such a funny thing to do, but Dormammu wants to go left, I guess, which is like, that's fine, go ahead. He's not going to beat mid because we're jumping up to... I don't even, what did I say, like 19 or like 34 or something? Right, like that's gonna be fine. Right's gonna be just very fine outside of a random like Shadow King or some garbage, right? It is the Dormammu left, yeah. There's just no way this Null is remotely big enough, right? It's just, there's just no earthly world. Yeah, that's just my hope. Yeah, 72. Dude, come on, this is so stupid. 72.3 drop, man. Or well, it's a 69 point. Oh, 69. Nice 3 drop there, man. I mean, it's just ridiculous, right? It's so stupid. Like this deck's numbers are just obscene. Like 34 is our weak spot, you know? Come on, man. That's obscene. So stupid. All right, never play on turn 1. Ever, ever, ever. Never, ever, ever. Never, never, ever. Maybe sometimes, but never, ever. Oh my god, dude. The Hellfire Club and Sanctum both are wild right now. Can Spider-Man just win mid, though? I guess actually Grandmaster also can win mid pretty easily, too, honestly. Zombie Galacti, okay. Adam Warlock. I will say, like, mid's free against Zombie Galacti deck. I don't think they have any way to access that. So if I can just build one more really big spot. They have the Zombie Galacti in hand already. They're getting one of my 3 drops. God knows which one. I think we just try to build out left here. We go Prodigy, Carter, Maverick. You know, create a chain there. Actually, maybe we go ahead and Spider-Ham, huh? Yeah, you go Prodigy next turn. You go actually Agony Prodigy next turn, right? Ooh, Limbo. Okay. I mean, I don't know. I think we can build a spot that's winnable here, man, to be honest. Oh, you can't go Agony Prodigy if you have, oh, shoot. No, that doesn't really work. I guess you do just go Prodigy then. That's fine. You can actually go Agony next. That's actually fine. That's honestly better. The goal here, by the way, is going to be to win with a big Brood, we think, right? We're going to try to find a Stick. Man, I will say, though, as soon as Spider-Man moves out, like, the Prodigy gets worse. I think you actually play the Maverick like this, don't you? And you save the Spider-Man for later? Because you want the Prodigy to get buffed by the Carter that's already been buffed, right? Ah, opponent's giving me cool fist bumps and stuff. They saw our name. Because you give him +3 this way, right? I think this is just better. I don't know. It's like if we also get a stick, we could maybe condense this down still, and it would be worth it. I'm not sure, man. I don't know, dude. Like we've got basically 13 points extra on whatever we play in this last spot right now. So it's like right now it's 13 points extra. Right? If I moved Spider-Man out and played Agony Maverick, this would lose 4 points. It would be 5 and 4. So you'd be basically giving up the 4 from Carter to just get 2 on Agony, which doesn't seem worth it right now, right? So, like, we want to go for Maverick. I mean, I guess you can actually just Ascani. We have enough time that we can still Ascani first and then Maverick. So that he's even bigger off the Ascani. Because if you play him on 6, you still have time. Now, I wouldn't be able to play Stick and Maverick now, but I could do it on the final turn either way. And this still leaves 3 spots for Brood, which is fine. I can move Spider-Man out if I desperately need more cards. So we have choices, right? We have options. Opponent is going for the... Oh, bro, they got a Captain Carter off me, which is crazy. That's big time work, dude. That's nuts. So yeah, this would be the Maverick like we said. Is second Maverick here worth... Oh, well, now that's an interesting conversation too, but I would love to top deck that stick. If we can top deck the stick, we can move Spider-Man out probably, right? Otherwise... We need the Maverick Brood to hold. I guess we just sit here. This is fine. I'd have to do some math on the stick here. I don't actually know. Oh, bro, they have a monster. 9 points there on their Galacti at least. Okay, so we did not hit the... I'm realizing though, oh, they're just done. Okay, oh, well, we know they have the Galactic, but they just know they're too small. I'm realizing, like, timing wise, it's actually really hard for me to get the Spider-Man to go mid here if I want the Maverick to be as big as possible, right? Like, I didn't think about the consequences of this final turn. Like, I need to move Spider-Man out so that I can win mid for free, which means the Maverick does get smaller, which means I probably should have just done it last turn and then gone for the second Maverick. You know what I mean? Like, it should have just probably done it last turn. I was thinking about doing that with Stick on the final turn, but since we didn't draw the Stick. Now, alternatively, right, you could maybe, what we would have done instead here is I'm now piecing out the turn since we didn't get time to play it out. I think what we would have done is left Spider-Man and just played Grandmaster to send Ascani mid, right? And then still had 3 spots available for Brood. I think that would have been fine. So you would have had 19 power Broods times 3 and a Grandmaster, which... It's only 60 points, but they only have 1 green card, right? So it would have been, you know, two Galactize max. Even if they were like 14 plus points, 2 would not be enough to contest with 60, right? They'd have to get to like 28 points or something each to even tie. So yeah, that would be the line here. Grandmaster first, send Ascani mid, leave Spider-Man. He's bait. He's just a trick. And then win with the Maverick Brood at 19. Yeah, I think that's actually pretty good. I think we found our way through this pretty compellingly. It's kind of nuts that this deck can beat Zombie Galacti, by the way, which is one of those decks historically that, like, when it hits, it's kind of impossible to beat. And they even got help from us, and they still felt like they couldn't win. Now, I will say, like, that location mid probably gave them some doubts, so that helped, but nice to get those wins, I think. Oh my god, Project Pegasus. I guess you just go Hope. Everybody else we kind of want to wait on. It's so funny because the creator of this deck posted on Twitter and had like a little deck guide, just like 4 or 5 tweets, nothing insane, right? But still helpful. And mentioned specifically, like, you know, never play a card on turn 1 unless it's like Project Pegasus or something, you know, like as an insane outlier, because of course you're trying to not spend your energy for Storm. And here, sure enough, my very first game is a Project Pegasus game, which just feels like a crazy, like, what are the odds of that, like, shout there? That's why. Oh, are you kidding me, dude? Hope, no, Hope. So maybe we go Maverick. This is even tough too because you I don't know, we're like losing Brood Brood Grandmaster options, maybe. I guess on 6 you could still play it right, and then, I don't know, figure something out there. So obviously Zombie Galacti deck 2, that's also tough. That's also a tough one. Next turn you can go like Spider-Man Prodigy though, which is pretty sick. But I don't have like a great Brood still, you know? Like this isn't setting up for a great Brood, this is just setting up for a great left. Like, I will say like their ability to dump power right is probably somewhat limited just because, you know, it's the final turn. Like they would just be playing a Zombie Galacti only there. So maybe there's a world where we actually, you know, ooh, now that becomes an interesting card. Okay, suddenly I think mid might be back in play. Oh my goodness, because it's going to be a very, very, very big stick. Well, I guess they do have 2 turns technically on lab, don't they? Because we're a limbo game, which does make my life a little worse, arguably. Oh, but Grandmaster, because the hope is stuck there, like Grandmaster's still kind of whack. Kind of whack. Well, not necessarily, honestly. Like, you can still do both. So stick, and then you go Brood, Grandmaster. You only get 2 dudes there, but 2 dudes might just be plenty, right? That might actually be fine. Prodigy's always better in the second spot because of the chain, right? Like, Carter into Prodigy creates a much bigger Prodigy, right? You'd have 6 and 4, and would only be 10 on the stick instead of 16, right? So, can Brood win? I mean, Brood is definitely able to compete here against Zombie Galactis. Like, ooh. Say that, but dang, theirs is also a monster, dude. They have 3 Zombie Galactis, presumably mid. But honestly, like, we don't actually have to necessarily... Like, left might be okay. How big is the Zombie Galacti? Let's think, right? So at least 11, at least 16. That's 32 plus 9. So you actually lose left if you don't play a card left. Mid, again, like 32, 38. How big are these Brood? Brood's gonna carry mid, though, man. I think there's a chance we just win right and we win mid. I don't know if they're gonna expect to... I don't know if they're gonna expect to lose mid here. I think this Brood might shock them, man. I don't know. It's not guaranteed, but it's certainly possible, dude. It's certainly possible. How big is the Galacti? Because there's 3 dudes, right? Like... 20. Oh my god, no, we lose by 1 point. No way. No way. Wow. Wow, dude. Wow. The random Forge buff on the Mr. Fantastic. Unbelievable. The Jubilee hit there. Oh, I didn't see the Wing Beat too. Wing Beat's another 2. Fantastic hitting for 2. Wow. 1 freaking point, dude. Are you kidding me, man? I didn't play the Agony out early. Like, we could have played Agony mid and played the Maverick on it. Instead, I was just saving it for later because I didn't want to commit too early to it, right? But now looking back, right? If that Maverick had had that 2 points, he still could have buffed Carter the same. I just didn't want to pre-commit, like, you know... I gave up kind of 2 points for flexibility's sake. All right, always skipping on 1. Storm on 3 for sure is great. Headpool deck, okay. I like Headpool Destroy decks. They feel more honest. Like it's, I don't know, it's kind of cool, right? Just chains of hand buffs. Tinkerers doesn't probably help us much. Maybe you'd play an Agony here. I don't think anything else changes though. I think it's still Storm over Hope, right? Because you don't know for sure if you're going to commit to the Hope. I think Hope's honestly kind of here as like a backup almost, where it's like, oh, Weapon X left is an interesting decision because anytime I have like a power scaler card like that, I tend to like to play them away from Mojo World because now they're going to have to commit even more bodies on top of their power scaler, right? Because you can't just let the Weapon X just sit, you know, it's gotta go, you know, it's gotta get supported or it won't keep up with Mojo Worlds. Do we go Carter here? We have Brood, Grandmaster right as a finish. I would love to get the Prodigy on the Carter to really, really hammer Mojo World. but currently I need a cheap card to do that. I don't have a cheap card right now to make that happen because I need 6. You know, right now I would need 6. You can do Grandmaster, I guess, but that feels pretty terrible. I don't want to do that. Wolverine's not a cheap card either. I mean, Prodigy Storm's not crazy, but you're not actually fully supporting Mojo World here unless you hit exactly Spider-Man, right? Wolverine, that's too early to be any good. I mean, Hope, like Grandmaster, that's stupid. That doesn't make any sense, right? So I think it is still Prodigy, but I sort of desperately want to draw Spider-Man here to make sure I can actually fill out Mojo World. Because if I'm going to go for 4... Again, I think there's a chance the opponent just gives it up, but I don't know how much like dump they have, right? It may be kind of free for them to play a bunch of 1-drops, which might be why they're not so worried about the Weapon X. Also, I may not even need to win left. I honestly, like, this probably just holds. I don't even think left. I think maybe left is just bait, and this is fine. Because you're going to have 19 right and 18 mid. Like, that's actually just a ton of power out of nowhere. I don't think they even have like a death or anything right now. Debris, head pools. They are going to win left, but like we said, it's just bait. It doesn't matter. I feel like their deck here didn't really come together as well as they wanted. That Weapon X is awfully tiny still. It's wild how much of a wing condition this is. Like, we didn't even hit any crazy stick chains. There was no crazy Mother Ascani stuff. But like, this is a lot of power for the record, right? Like 25 is so much that if this wasn't Mojo World, we'd still be winning left and we'd still have this crazy dump right. In other words, like Prodigy Storm as a backup plan is pretty great. It doesn't really feel like a backup plan. It still just feels super strong. All right, let's obviously set on turn 1. Turn 2, we can probably play the Agony. I think you can also wait till turn 4. I mean, your only risk really is like missing out on a Spider-Man. But I think, you know, we could pre-commit it to the Maverick as well, though. Like, that's another possibility. Just go Maverick right. It's probably fine, too. I don't know. I think waiting is kind of spicy, but if you're putting it on Maverick anyway, like, Maverick's not necessarily your favorite card play on turn 3, but he's fine. Stick on 4 into Maverick on 5 would be kind of sweet. Scani, sure. Grandmaster's not really your target, though. I mean, it's fine. Like, 1/5s are good. That's what's so crazy about Ascani. It's like, she has these home run hits where, you know, she just blows the game out because she hits, like, broods or whatever, right? Or, you know, whatever, Carters, anything, right? This deck is full of examples, actually. Wolverines are insane. And then, but if she hits a Grandmaster, who cares? She's still great. That's what's crazy about her. That's what makes it so insane. Ascani, yeah, I think Ascani goes left still. Then you could maybe Prodigy the Maverick and just make like a crazy big brood Grandmaster. Is that really the play? It's so boring, but it just wins, man. It's so easy. You just go +8 on these. You can also Grandmaster the Ascani, by the way, I'm seeing now. Like turn 5, you could go Grandmaster Ascani left, still hit the Prodigy, right? And still have a Grandmaster for your brood. Now you would lose... Oh my goodness, there's also this now is an interesting option. Oh, no, Hellfire Club. No, 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 I just saw it, no! No! Disaster mode. Oh no, you also can't play both of those left, obviously. That doesn't make any sense either. So maybe now you actually just have to go Maverick Stick. You could still do the Ascani thing, I guess, but it does maybe hurt your brood a little bit, and this would not be the order, obviously, either. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Everything just got more awkward, man. I'm so sad, dude. Like, I don't think this is any good, right? Like, I don't know, man. The Prodigy copies, like, what do they really do? I mean, I guess you could maybe copy this stick and just chain a bunch of stick points together, but the opponent's big, dude. Like, the opponent has a lot of points already, man. I am not feeling super confident here. Because can I just piece together some kind of weird, insane turn, right? Like, a Brood is still really good, right? Like, a Brood just wins right for sure. And then... you could actually still Prodigy the stick. And then you get... man, I wish you could stick the Prodigy without having to play the other card in between, right? Like, that would be so sick. Like, you would get an 11 power Grandmaster left, but, like, does that really win? I just really wish I could play the Grandmaster. Oh, it definitely doesn't win because it sends the Grandmaster mid, right? Like, that definitely doesn't win. So you would probably just play that there then, which doesn't really seem that good either. What if you go, like, stick Carter? Then you move a stick there. You're never winning right in that case unless they go Heimdall. Like, I just don't think we have a good play, to be honest. This is weird because it's... I mean, maybe it's literally just this. Like, is this weird? I think this never wins. But I don't know. Maybe with Batman moving out, it wins. I'm worried about Heimdall moving the Kraven in mid, though. Like, I think the Kraven's too big. Batman moves over. You do get the shield, but Kraven's probably just too big here, right? It is Galactus first steps. Oh, we're fine. Let's go. It holds. It's just positioning, dude. I'll be honest with you guys, that Galactus has been scaling up all game, and I've been so focused on my own lines, I didn't even notice. I'm gonna be real with you, dude. I guess maybe not all game. It's only gotten +3, but so 2 turns. Somewhere along the way it happened and I missed it. Dang, dude, really close. But these Broods just get so big. This game kind of fell apart. Like, I don't know. Nothing really went the way it was supposed to or the way I planned it to. I have a feeling there was probably a way better line there if you backtrack through that game, right? Because this deck does have a lot of branching paths, right? There's so many different ways to branching path out of this. But I guess really the thing, you know, not being able to play the Grandmasters right was the thing that blew it for us. And obviously the thing I did not notice. All right, Storm. The Merry Jester. Good luck. Quinjet. Could be lots of things. We played a Quinjet deck yesterday. That one would be pretty fun to play against. Bifrost. Agony. I don't really need a preload here. We'll just get an extra buff on her that way. Mirage hitting the Agony. Okay. It's probably better than like a Brood Mirage or something. Storm can go right for the free buff on Horde. Ooh, just kidding. Well... you know what? Honestly, I don't care. I'm gonna kill the Horde. I don't know. Opponent's gonna lose theirs too, so like, who cares? Let's just take a reset on it, you know, it's fine. So Storm here, Ascani Hope is not great. Agony currently also does not have the big stuff we love. Carter, Maverick, Stick, etc. You don't really want to go Wolverine yet because he will buff already and it's not good timing, especially if you hit like Horde. I just don't think it's a stick play right now. I guess you could maybe go Hope Agony. I would really like to have the extra energy for next turn, but also I don't know, like it locks you up, right? Like I mean, it doesn't if you do it here, I guess, but like I mean, I guess this is fine. I don't know. It would still make for a pretty good stick play, but I also just like Ascani Brood's really nice for us too. We're gonna have space opened up right. Ascani Agony for the opponent in the other direction here. Buffing the Ascani is interesting. Hope Agony. So we got 6 energy next turn. 2 3-drops. Ascani plus a 2-drop. Actually, Ascani Grandmaster would be pretty sweet, honestly. Well, I don't know. We wouldn't really have space for all those Broods, though, to be frank. So maybe that wouldn't be that sweet. I don't know. Like we said, Ascani Brood. I could make a lot of space for my Broods this way. Like, delete both Storm and the Horde, right? That's pretty sweet. So you'd have 2 super cheap Broods. I could also go here for the energy boost, but you eat the agony. I mean, I guess if I go for broods anyway, I'm not really gonna care about eating the agony. And then I have an energy boost so I could play like stick and brood together. Or actually Carter too, right? Like brood is 2, 2, 3. Yeah. That's probably the best move. I don't even really know if the Carter's any good though, weirdly. Like just whatever card though, right? A 3-drop. Prodigy might end up being better. Patriot Gambit. I mean, the Gambit, we're about to dump just like a million dudes. I'm not really worried about the Gambit. The Hordes are about to get murdered. Mid, we honestly already have a pretty great lead too, which is nice. So what's the best, like, kind of spread of points here? I mean, I guess it literally is just Carter wherever you think they're going to be the strongest, which appears to be left, yeah. I mean, you want Carter first, I guess, but... Well, actually, I don't even... That may not matter, right? She was going to be in the second position either way, I think, right? Does she shift down? I don't think so, right? She stays there and holds her spot. That brood is... I mean, excuse me, that Sasquatch is crazy. I did not expect to get contested right, but somehow we actually hold so far. Can we beat the Gambit? Don't kill a brood right. Horde also dodged. No! I'm so sick of this card, dude. Literally, any of these 7 cards were fine. Any of them. God, it's so... I'm so sick of it, dude. Horde here also would have created a tie, which we would have won a tiebreaker in some scenarios. I mean, I guess Gambit, I don't know, but... Oh, I'm so sick of that card, dude. Those Sasquatches were monsters, by the way. That was insane. All right, gotta pass on 1, but we like Spider-Man a lot. Danger Room is super spooky. The Rock, not inherently a problem, I guess. We can actually, you know, use that as a body, use that as positioning. There's a few interesting things you can do there. I would love to find what right now? Like Captain Carter, oh, Vormir. I guess you can throw your Vibranium in, but I don't have to do it yet, maybe. Let's just start with a hope, I guess, because I don't really know what I'm doing yet. Next turn feels like, you know, I don't know, Vibranium Maverick or something. I'm not sure yet. Oh, that's annoying. Changes my positionality quite a bit. Could maybe throw away an Agony, but I think it's pretty good for Wolverine. This sort of feels like it could be a Zombie Galacti deck, maybe? I don't know. Some like discounty stuff that we sometimes see in Zombie Galacti, cheap skills which we sometimes see in Zombie Galacti. Going for this Maverick line just to get some energy for next turn, figure out what to do. Wolverine currently doesn't actually have a way to get buffed, but oh, whoa, Werewolf by Night, wild, okay. That's intriguing. Captain Carter, all right, so, man, we have so many places right now that are like so insanely risky to play to. Carter, I would give anything to be able to move this Spider-Man right now. Anything, dude, anything. Oh god, imagine if this fails. Just no way that's the right move, right? I think you just gotta take the safe Carter here. I don't know what the Prodigy's doing right now though, right? Like, is he doing anything? Maybe nothing. I think you're gonna play Wolverine right next turn. Only gonna have 6 energy though, so like I'm only playing Wolverine. Like, is that ever enough points? It doesn't feel like it. No, I don't really like this, man. I don't know. Annihilus is nothing right now. Okay, that's good news. Like, Timbo Annihilus is super slow. Oh my god. But I mean, it is still just like 9 points, right? Like, it's not nothing. Like, it's they're gonna be at 13. In other words, the Wolverine here doesn't beat that, so I'm kind of have to win mid here, which I don't think is gonna happen for the record. Maybe I should have just Mavericked the Brood, honestly, because like, I don't know, the Carter right now does feel like overkill, doesn't it? And it still would have hit the Wolverine either way. Yeah, this feels like an error. I'm only going to 10 left, so I literally cannot win, and I feel like I never win with 12 mid either. I wish I could do like something with stick. Oh my god, they did go only right. Maybe we can hold. Oh man, oh god. Maybe not. Hood is negative points actually though. This werewolf's not getting big because they didn't chain it at all. Oh, that's why. Oh my god. Bastion's not that bad. Ascani's super weak. Hood can't be that good. Goliath is garbage. We're fine, dude. We're getting the objective buff, dodging. Wow. This game was not great. And it still just, yet again, finds a way to get there, man. Like, what a terrible game this was. Oh, dude. The Spider-Man honestly getting turned off cascaded into such a problem throughout the course of this game, but it still worked. There's been quite a few games this deck that way where it's just like it didn't work and it didn't go the way I wanted and the lines failed, but it still just wins. Like, that's cool. Hey, Storm we love. Tumbleweed. That's a fun name. Opponent has snapped already on Eternal's Arc. Good God, what's that about?
Hey, I found
Korg? Okay, is this... Korg is like mostly honestly limited to bots these days. I guess we go Agony, Carter right. Yeah, maybe actually still go Storm first. Storm's fine mid, maybe. Bro, this is screaming bot to me, but bots don't usually snap on like turn 1, do they? Like pre-play snaps? Oh, Dark Dimensions. Kind of interesting, but it denies you some of those like Carter, you know, like crazy sequences with like, you know, use Carter to buff your stick or whatever. So maybe you just go Ascani here, actually. Get those broods to be strong, right? Yeah, I mean, this really gives me bot deck vibes still. I mean, 100% it's a bot, right? Or it's an opponent playing a bot deck. It would actually be fun as a video to take one of those bot decks and like actually just try to play it legit and win with it, you know? Like that would actually be pretty fun, wouldn't it? So I mean, yeah, the idea here would be brood right, and then just like, I don't know, hope mid, I guess. I don't even know, right? Like nothing really that interesting here. It's just gonna be 17 points right. Hope that holds. Hobgoblin, dang, dude, that does make my brood a lot worse, to be honest, man. That's kind of scary. Jeez, dude. So rude, man. I mean, it doesn't really look like it matters, but we could also do this, which is the sickest play I've ever seen in my life. Oh my god. This is the sickest. No! Robots! If you're gonna give us stupid robots, let us enjoy the game against them. This is the sickest play. Send the Hobgoblin back mid, reactivate its on reveal. They get a Hobgoblin. I make space for the brood. I dump. I have a, well, really like a 26-point swing left, an 8-point swing mid, and a 15-point dump right, which I mean almost certainly beats whatever they played there on turn 4, whatever that was, turn 3, 4, whatever.